Hello. Okay, good day everyone. Thank you for coming into this YouTube channel, Trade Live with Precise Trader. Okay, the today is 12th of August, and this is Asian session. And do take note of the risk disclosure. Day trading in foreign exchange is risky. Past results are not indicative for future returns. The content on this webinar is mainly educational purpose. Use your information entirely at your own risk, and you must assess your risk with your broker before you put in your trades or live trades. So with that, we move on to our live analysis. Okay, the key data that is going to be out in another 1 hour 45 minutes. We have an Australian interest rate announcement, which the market is expecting a cut of 0.25%, followed by the statement and the press conference. Then we have at 14 hours, 1400 hours claimant count change. Then the most important data from the US, we have a core CPI month on month, which is at 2030. So if that data, in fact, previous was 0.2, but forecast is 0.3. So if the data is going to be disappointing, then we might see a lot of movements that is happening during that time. So with that, we move on to our live trades and live analysis. Okay, as of now, we don't have much order filled. In fact, yesterday was a rough ride, up, down, and especially the crypto. We were stopped out, but we were right in our analysis, but the entry was so precise that we got stopped out. Then we couldn't do a re-entry. So yesterday was about for the Bitcoin, I think it's more than 122, about $3,000 down from the high, which we were expecting that move, but we failed to capitalize on that. But slowly, I think we should be able to get on track and try to get the system right. So at least once we are right, then we can capitalize and make money. So now today let's start off from the euro. Okay, what we would be doing is, as I said early on, we will try to enter the best trade on a for the, it can be for the week, it can be for the day, or just a scalping. So scalping, we make a small profit. Day trading, we make slightly big profit, and weekly, of course, we make a very big profit. And also you should understand that once we get the move on that specific trade, okay, that's not the only trade we are looking for. So we need to go for add-on entry, then go for focus trading on that particular instrument that the order got filled. So what I'm trying to tell you is, no doubt we key in so many orders, but the moment once the order is filled, our focus would be on that instrument we are talking about. And of course, maximum we can monitor is between 5 to 7 instruments, not more than that. So that is our plan, and that is our goal. And of course, if we do it right, then definitely if everything goes nice, then we should be making about between 30-40% a month. So that is the direction we are heading, but I think we are almost there. But it's just that we are just unlucky, and sometimes very unfortunate, so it's like this happens at times. So we got to just keep going without diverging and not letting our focus diverge. Okay, so now let's look at euro weekly. Okay, euro weekly, we should be See, yesterday was a lower high, and last week we had a high at 117. Of course, if this week that high breaks, then we should see the price heading towards 117.60, 65. So that should be our weekly sell call, and about 117.60. Okay, that should be our sell call, and I'm not sure whether the So now, if you look on the daily, this is telling us that most likely we may have seen the weekly high at 117 level. So let's see the 6-hour chart. Okay, 6-hour is also a pretty big, a bit mixed signals. So what we will do is we will take that 117 half as our weekly sell call. Okay, that means we still bet that if it breaks this high, we should see the price hitting towards 117.60. Since there is a data out today, if the data is weak, then we might see the price spike up. So we will take this as a day high. I mean, of course, we will still interpret this as a weekly high. Then probably the day call will try to sell somewhere here. So we will have two entries on this. One is we would try to sell. Since this is a weekly, we'll try to go for a slightly bigger volume. 760 and 790 or 95. Put about 35 pips GTC, and this is a weekly sell. So we are where is it? Yeah. So this is we are going for a weekly sell somewhere near 117.60. So now let's see the daily sell. Okay, the daily sell. Okay, we are betting that the high is already seen. Okay, a high is already seen. So the daily sell should be below this high, which is 117. So there would be a probability of maybe 116.80, or maybe let's see what is the extension of this level. So let's say today the data is weak, then probably we may get about 116.95 and 117.05. So we will take 117 as the daily sell. Okay, as a daily sell. Then the daily TP we should exit before the previous day low. So 116. So that means about 100 points that is available. Of course, if we get that order filled, then we can hold on to that trade. So we will have a daily sell at we'll put as 116.95 and 117.30. Okay, so this is a day order and day sell. Okay. So we have two entries. One is a day sell and one is a weekly sell. So now we are going to go for a scalping. Okay, remember I told you the moment once the order, mostly the day and swing, once the order is filled, that would be the one of the best entry we can get in. But of course, once we get in, then we got to go for add-on few entries. then we will try to go for a focus trading. So that means what we are trying to do is we are trying to get 1 or 2 trades for the week, the best entry level. So then once we are into it, then we stick on to that trade and manage it. Okay, now when we look into the scalping, so scalping looks like this is the low is already seen. So now we should see the price creeping higher towards 11655 or 11670. So we should be looking to buy somewhere near 11610. Then the stop has to be below this level. Okay, let's see the 2 hours. Okay, right now this is going to finish. So this is within the 2 hour so-called 2 hours range. So we should see the price. Definitely our exit should be 45 or 55, but entry we can look for slightly lower level. So we'll try to go for a buy somewhere near 11610, stop at 85, then the TP we'll try to exit at 11645. Okay, so this is going to be the okay 11610, 11580 and 11645. Okay, remember this is we just have to give 3 to 4 hours, not more than that. So since it's about 10 pips, we will give about 3 hours for this trade. So we are going for a counter buy. Okay, this is a counter buy or counter diverging buy. You call it a diverging buy or counter buy. That means against the trend. So but this is we are just going to go for a quick hit and run. So now let's do the next one. Okay, remember today the pound has got a claimant count change. So if that is the thing, then probably the scalping trade we got to be a bit careful on that. So now we look into the weekly. Yesterday it went to a high, now it's back into the range. We would see, let's say, what is the maximum we can expect on the weekly sell. So we should be looking to see somewhere near 135.35 and 135.85 extended if we see the price breaking higher. But when we look into the daily, it's clearly telling us that probably the high for the week is seen. Okay, probably the high for the week is seen. So we should be looking, I think there was a big sell-off, so I think we should take this as a probable high, or we may get one more spike up, then the price may turn down. Either one is possible at this junction because your RSI hasn't given us any divergence yet. So we will play a cautious game on this. One is the weekly sell. We'll try to go for a sell at 135.35 GTC order. Then the day sell, we will take that 134.70. So if this is going to be the high for the week, then we should see this low break, and we should see the price heading towards 33.5 or lower. So we have two trades now taking into the the claimant count change as one data, then of course the CPI, US CPI. So this two data has to be registered in our mind. So we should not put in the levels nearer to, so that we don't get stopped out unnecessarily. So we have a weekly sell. Okay, we'll try to go for a slightly higher volume, 0.5 at 35, stop 35, 70 GTC order. Okay, weekly. Weekly sell. Okay, so pound, we have a weekly sell. So now we'll go for a daily sell. Okay, daily sell, we are betting that the high is already confirmed. Okay, but of course, probable is, it's 50-50 chance. So since that, then we would take the 3470 as the high and 35 as a 35 as a stop, and the TP we will give later in the night. Okay, so this is the day sell, selling at 3470, stop at 35, and this is a day sell. That means we have already expecting the high to be seen, or the high is already been seen. So when we give a day, that means the high for the day is already been confirmed. So that's what we do. That's how we do things. Okay, now the next one, we are going to go for a scalping. Okay, scalping trade for this currency is most likely we may have seen a temporary low. Okay, most likely we may have seen the temporary low. So this is going to be a divergence buy or a counter trend buy. So we'll try to buy near, let's look at 2 hours. Okay, we'll try to buy at 34.20 with the stop below this, and we got to exit before this high 65. So let's see. Okay, what we will do, we will try to go for slightly lower this. So buying at 34.15, stop at 33.95. Okay, 33.95, and TP at 34.50-55. So we got to exit before this because this is a scalping trade. So scalping trade for the pound, we are going to buy 34.15, 33.90, and 34.55. And remember, the expiry has to be only 3 to 4 hours. So we'll give about 4 hours for this trade. So we have 3 entries: scalping, day, and swing. So once we get, okay, I repeat, once the day and swing order get filled, we would be going for a focused trading. Okay, so that is the thing you need to take note. The next one we are going to look for is dollar yen. Okay, dollar yen, if we look on the weekly, probable we may have seen the weekly low at yesterday. Okay, but of course we have a higher low, which is there is one more low, which is a previous week low, which is 46.50. So the target wise, we should be looking somewhere near 49.15 or higher. But let's look into the daily, then we might get a clue. Yeah, so looks like a weekly low is confirmed here. 46.70. So we would go for a buy and hold on the weekly near 47.40. Then the TP we should be exiting before this high. So the one we will do it later. Okay. Then as far as the day entry is concerned, okay, this is today is already making a higher low. So looks like we may have seen the low for the day also. So we need to go for two entries. Okay, one is a day buy, another one is a swing buy. Okay, swing buy or weekly buy. So that scenario we will take this low. Okay, we'll take this low as the weekly buy, because tonight got the CPI. Nobody knows what will happen to the data, so we might get a spike down. Then if we get the trade, then we go for it. So let's decide on the stop. Okay, the stop I want to put at 46.90. So I'll go for a weekly buy at 47.35 and 46.90. Okay. So just now I think the Bitcoin order got filled, so we were trying to buy. This is a scalping entry. So later we will check on this, the status, then we will go for this trade and whether we need to do any add-on entry. But anyway, let's not divert from our analysis. Okay, we are going to go for a weekly buy at, that means about 100 pips away from the market. We should have entered yesterday, but we were doing it. I think Monday, usually I think we should start a bit early, so at least sometimes when the move happens, then we can capture on that, because the move started before we started working. Okay, so this is a weekly buy. So we have a dollar yen weekly buy at 47.35. So the day buy we will try to go for buy at 47.90. Okay, 47.90, and stop 47.60. So this is a day buy order. $47.90, and maybe we'll put as 47.55. Okay, so this is a day buy order. So we have two orders. One is a weekly buy, another one is a day buy. Okay, so now let's look into the scalping. Okay, the day buy, we are trying to buy near the low. Okay, re-entry on the low. So of course this may not happen now, but I think we got to wait for the data, the what do you call this, the CPI data, then we might see. So the scalping also looks like it's a buy. We will still go for a buy, but I don't think we want to go for a sell. Unless, if we are going for a sell, then it has to be higher than this level, counter trend. Okay, what we can do, okay, let's project the day high. Okay, day high we are expecting the price to go higher towards 48.80 and 49.25 or even higher. Okay, 49.25, 48.80. So for this scalping, unless okay, this is only okay, we can go for a buy at 48.15, and we will try to exit on extension of this level, which is 48.45. So there's only about 30 pips available, but the scalping, we are still going in the same direction as the main market movement. Okay, so let's put in this trade. Okay, buy at 48.15, stop 47.85, TP at 48.45, and expiry is only about 3 to 4 hours. Okay, 4 hours we put in. So this is a scalping. So the dollar yen is we have all the same direction, the swing day and scalping all in the same direction. So that's the thing you need to take note. Okay, the next one, Aussie. I think since we have a data out from the Aussie, we can do it slightly later. So now let's concentrate on the gold, and then finally we go into Aussie. Okay, gold, we had a buy at the market at 52.60. Stop at 47.5, and we are trying to exit at 50.64, but there is a condition to take note that we need to see what is a benchmark level and see how. But anyway, let's do the analysis, then at least it will be straightforward for you. I don't want to mix things, so at least we'll just follow systematic the same manner, so at least it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, so now gold, looking at it, we may have seen the weekly high yesterday. I remember yesterday I was saying we were trying to sell. I think we didn't get that entry, so market was really very weak. So we should have entered market, but we missed it. And also yesterday, I think the target we were projecting is 60 and 50, so which was already touched yesterday itself. So you see, sometimes when we do a projection of the daily target, weekly target, that will help us to stay in the trade, and that will help us to get the maximum profit. So sometimes, when we get a hold the trade, so at least we know that, okay, that is a target, so we can wait, but of course, provided the time control permits. Okay, now, looking at, I think we have seen the weekly high. And yesterday, I remember we were trying to do a weekly sell at somewhere near 34.01. So we need to revise that level. And weekly target, we are expecting towards 33.25. That means once it breaks this low, price should be coming down. Okay. So looking at this, the day, so now the day is a counter trend. Okay, now you look at the difference. Daily, now the day is in a counter trend, which means to say that the price is expected to pull back at least the beginning of the day. Then maybe later on, when the data is out, then maybe the price may drop and should be coming down. So here, if you look into this, the daily low is seen. Okay, or no, I wouldn't call it as a daily low, a temporary low. We call it as a temporary low. So now we need to know that if your we need to see the price clearing 58, then we should see the price heading towards 63. If the 58 breaks, then we should see the price going towards 63, 67 and 80. Okay, so looking at this, okay, we will take this 80 as a daily sell level, and weekly sell probably an extension of this level, which is near 3390 or 3395. Okay, 3390 or 3395. That should be your weekly sell. So we have a day sell somewhere at 80. Then your weekly sell is either 90 or 95. Okay, with $5 to $6 as the stop loss. So let's see what we have done. Okay, we have given a weekly sell at 90. So between 90 to 95 we should see. Okay, so probable is I think we will maintain this at 90, stop at 6.5. Then we have a day sell which we have also keyed in at 3380. Okay, stop at 86, and this one the target we will give later in the night when we come after the data announcement. Okay, now we have longed at 52, so now we are putting at 64. Okay, remember just now we saw we need to see either 63 or 58. That should be our target. So if you're going for a conservative, then we can go for 58. Okay, we'll go for a conservative, we'll go for 58. So we have revised it, and now we will look again to see whether we need to adjust this stop. Then we can see how we can manage this trade. Okay, now if you look into the 6 hours, so most likely we may have seen a temporary low. So, and I repeat, we have to exit before 58 or 63 for this trade, and this is, we have only another 42 minutes left for this time to finish. Okay, looking at the 2 hours, I think 58, we already seen 57.5. Okay, so let's wait to see 57.5 or 58. We need to close that trade. So now we look into the 15 minute. Okay, 15 minute, most likely we may have seen a temporary base. Right now this is consolidating, so we should see the price testing these levels 57, 58 or extension of this level, which is 63. I think we have looked at the other way, also gives the same answer here. So now what we can do is we can go for another entry. We will go for a buy, since if let's say the price comes down, so probably near 48. 48, stop below this level. Okay, let's see a 1 minute. Yeah, So stop below this level, because this is where the fair value gap triggered, or the polarity change. So here we would try to exit either 55, or we'll try to exit at 55, 57 or 63. So we can go for another entry. I think that's where we're trying to enter at 48 half. Okay, 48 half and 62. So I think maybe we may want to reduce it to 55. We'll go for a very conservative TP. Okay. So you try to understand. See, I try to understand how the system works. So then at least, it will be easier for you to manage. And again, you might think that we are taking too many trades, but these trades all are the best possible entry we can get if our decision is right. Then of course we can make good money if the decision is right. Okay. So now the next one, we look into gold euro. Okay, gold euro. We had a weekly sell. Okay, weekly sell. We at 2920. Okay, so we need to see whether we need to revise that level. Okay, 2920, that was yesterday's high. So we are betting that a weekly high is seen and is already broke previous week low. So price is expected to drop towards 2855 or lower. Okay. So now we need to revise that level. So since we have seen that as a high, so we would try to go for a lower level with that as the stop. So the best way to do is, okay, we can go for extension of this level, which is 2904 or 2910. Okay, 10. So let's see the stop. Yeah. So we can lower it to 2910 and stop at 2916 half. And this is going to be a weekly sell. So as far as the daily sell is concerned, we can go for 2900. Okay. Let's see extension of this. Yeah, about 2900. So we have one is 2910, that's a weekly sell, and day sell at 2900. Okay. So this one, weekly sell, we got to reduce it to 10 and 16 half. Okay, then we are going to go for a day sell. Okay, 2900 and maybe 2906 half. Okay, expiry today and day sell. Okay. So we have two entries. One is a day trading, and another one is a swing trading. Okay, 2920. Whichever order get filled, we will take. Then we will go for add-on or go for further trades. So now we look into the scalping. The scalping looks like this is going to be a counter trend because we may have seen a temporary base. Price is expected to go towards 2890. So we will try to go for a buy at 2880, stop at 75, and exit at 2890. We cannot be going, and of course this one, the expiry should be about 2 to 3 hours. Then we can go for another counter trend buy near 2860 or 65. Okay, the one I think we would see after. If it breaks this low, then we can go for that trade. Or let's say we get stopped out, then we go for a re-entry. Okay, so now we will try to buy at 80. Okay, buying at 80, stop at 75, and TP at, we'll put very conservative, 88, and this is about 2 to 3 hours. Okay, so we have 3 entries for gold euro. Okay, one is a scalping, another one is a day, and another one is a swing. Okay, then let's look into gold Aussie, then Aussie. Okay, then gold Aussie, looking on the weekly, we may have seen the weekly high. Expect this price to test low. Okay, test the lows. So if you look onto the daily, this is similar to the gold US. I think yesterday was a down day, and we should see the price moving lower, but I think the downside should be limited because we are seeing higher lows, so should be limited. So what we can do, five two 1 8. Let's see our previous order. Okay, we had a sell at 5210. Okay, 5210 is somewhere here, and stop at 5216. Okay, the only thing is I don't want to go for a scalping trade for this trade because it's because the data is out from the Aussie, or we'll go for a further entry level, which is 5120 to go for a buy. 5120 or 5110. Okay, 15, there is a 10, there is a strong support. Okay, so let me think. Okay, what we will do, we will because I'm not very desperate to trade this, So we'll go for a daily sell at 5185. Okay, 5185. Stop at 91 half. Then the weekly we will maintain as it is. I don't want to do any changes or revision. So I'm not so keen on this. So we will still maintain this weekly sell level. Then we will just go for a daily sell. Okay, daily sell. $85 and 91 half. Okay, this is a day order and day sell. Okay, then the scalping buy, we'll try to go for a buy at 15 or maybe, yeah, 15 or 12 would be the best one, but we'll just put in the order. Maybe we'll put it as a day buy, then we'll put it as 10. Remember, when we are doing a counter trend, we need to put a TP. Okay, we need to put TP because counter trend is, we don't expect this price to move in our direction for a long time. Okay, so this is a day buy counter trend. So we are just seeing that if it breaks the low, then probably we may want to go for a buy. Otherwise, we don't want to enter this trade. Okay, so I think that's about it. Let's see the crypto. Then after that, we will just see what we can do. Okay, so now looking at the crypto. Okay, most likely we may have seen the weekly high, and we were projecting yesterday. I think it was a big mistake. We just we put a stop at 300, but the high was 311. So we just about 11 pips we had stopped out, and we didn't go for a re-entry on this. So if we are looking for a weekly sell, then it should be somewhere, because this is a weekly high, the high has already been seen, so we should be looking to sell somewhere near 120,800. Okay, so that should be your weekly sell, and day sell should be somewhere near between 120,280 and 119,80. Then we go for a scalping or cautious buy because there is a temporary low seen on this. So we look to buy somewhere near this low, which I think we already entered. But this TP we should exit before 980 or 930. That means extension of this level. Yeah, about 570, I think 600. Okay, let me see. Yeah, about 600. So we should exit before 600. if we are going for a buy, and then we can buy near 18,600 or uh, about 18,800, which we already bought. So let's see the orders we have placed. Okay, we bought at 900, so stop at 400 and exit at 600. So maybe this one we try to bring it down to 550. Okay, 550. Then we have a day sell which is 120150, which just now I said we should be looking to sell near above 19,800 and 120280. So we are trying to sell this level. I think this is a good level to sell. Then weekly sell, now we brought it down to 120800 and stop is 121450. Okay, and also request when we trade on Bitcoin, please look into your volume. Okay, try not to go for a bigger volume, because the moment you entered a bigger volume, then the risk is very high and anything can happen. So you just go for a very small volume, so at least we can capture any opportunities. Okay, now we look into Ethereum. Okay, the price has broke the previous high and now is pulling back into the range. So there is a chance that the high may be seen. So the daily also says we have two down closes, but still hanging on there. So I think this should be your temporary high for the week. So when we look into this, so right now we are seeing the price, and this is going to finish in another 2.5 hours. Okay, 2.5 hours. So we would see the 2.5 hours we have left. So the price is moving up. So we can go for a sell somewhere near the high. Okay, since if we feel that this is going to be the high for the week, then we can go for another one extension of this level, which is either 440 or higher. Okay, let me check on this. Yeah, about we can see the price heading towards 4650, okay, or 4560. Either one of these levels. Since we are not that keen on this because we are being stopped out, so we have two entries. One is we are betting that the day sell, which is 4350. Another one is 4650, and I didn't give the comment. This is supposed to be a weekly sell. Okay, so this is supposed to be a weekly sell. I think that's about it. Then we have a couple of trades we have taken, but that is all. I think I don't want to confuse you much. So these are the trades you can see. Wait for the result, So then I repeat, what we are trying to do is we are trying to have our trading in such a way that we differentiate at least three types of trading. Okay, day trading, swing trading and scalping. And the TP entry exit levels all will depend on the time control and the direction of the market. So it's a very systematic trading. You just key in. So once the order is filled, then we will take control of the trade. Then we will try to go for add-on, and we go for more focused trading, and that's what you should be doing. So this is something a new approach, which you might want to follow and see. Okay, and it's purely is all very systematic. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you all again in the night, because tonight got CPI data. Okay. Okay, thank you.